Good day to one and all. This is Dr. Sivaraman of iknowindices.com. So we are into the fresh week, but back end of the month of March. And during this Asian Session Live Market Analysis webinar time on 30th of March between 5 and 5:30 GMT, I will try to give you the forecast following my derived algorithm and what could happen during this particular time frame, 30th March to 3rd of April. So the month of March gets over in this week and the new month, April, starts. And so you have 2 days of March and 3 days of April. And whenever you come across the month gets over and the new month starts in a week, the market is known to make very volatile moves. Besides, it is going to be the end of the first quarter by 31st March. So the players need to earn aggressively from that other market. So invariably during this particular time frame, whenever there is a short 1 week and in that they have to do all the tricks, then invariably they use the rumor in order to make the extended stop-ins. So it is a rumor time. So any sort of rumor they can simply create, because the moves what they can do during that of the data release or any other technical aspects, many of the traders might be able to follow and then they will be able to capture the profit. But the rumor time is a one wherein they just create the bullish feel and continue to gain the level and suddenly release the rumor and then start making the opposite move just like that. And that sort of moves invariably will kill the traders. The traders will unexpectedly lose the money in the event if they don't have the stops or if they have the very wide stops, then such stops will be filled and then the players are here to make huge profit during this particular quarter ending time. So keep in mind that many of the people have got the tendency to follow only that of the data release and try to avoid taking positions during that of the data release. The rest of the time they try to go in for a scalping, etc. But be abundantly cautious and try to keep stop or the hedge order to limit the risk. If you use the hedge order in the event if they make an extended stop and this time the extended stop will be on the downside in the case of Euro and GBP, and they will create the bullish feel and the traders might feel comfortable to buy Euro and GBP when they are making the gain, and suddenly they will make one extended downward stop and then start gaining the levels for the non-farm payroll. So keep in mind that such extended downward stop are great buy opportunities and also position trading opportunities in this week. From next week, you will come across more of the trending move to happen in the market. So this is the forecast for this week, 30th March to 3rd of April. So this week we have the March getting over and the April first 3 days start. So monthly trend reversal, besides the first quarter moves, you will come across very volatile moves. And also you will find the upward bias or the upward move will be seen quickly. So keep in mind that they are known to make extended downward stop and then suddenly reverse the market and make huge upward move. In that process, normally what happens is that suppose they are around this particular level in a chart, then they make a downward move and come above and go above that of the initial level wherein they have started and start gaining the levels. So between the low and the high, the spread will be about 300 to 500 pips. That is how they will make during this particular time frame. So keep calm mindset and also try to see that you are able to capture the profit during this time. Now, with regard to the forecast for this week, they are expected to make a swing and firm up move during that of the Japanese session, then swing and firm up during that of the European session, and then US session, they're expected to make the slide. Then tomorrow, they're expected to make the swing and rise during Japanese and the swing and drop during European and swing and firm up during US. So either way stop ins they will try to make. Then Wednesday, 1st of April, they are expected to make a swing and slide and then rise during that of the European session and then make a swing and firm up move. Then you will find the swing and firm up on 2nd of April, and there could be a extended downward stopping during this particular European session when the volume goes up, penultimate date for that of the non-farm payroll, and then swing and rise move they are expected to make during that of the US session. Then on 3rd of April, swing and firm up could be seen during that of the Japanese session, and then they will make a slide before that of the non-farm payroll and then start making the lower level swing and then slowly gain and then quickly gain during that of the US session. These are all the expected moves. Then afterwards you find on 6th of April, that will be the Monday, so they have to make the week beginning false move on the downside, and then followed by that they will continue to gain the levels. So keep in mind that these are all the types of moves they make during that of the trend reversals and also during that of the week beginning, etc., during that of the trending time. So identify the trend reversal time or the monthly trend reversal time and also the trending time, and then identify the trend what they are making it in the first 3 days of the new week. So 6th is Monday. So they will try to make a downward move that indicates that they wanted to gain levels from that of the next day, 7th of April. Then they will try to make either way stop on 7th, 8th onwards. They will start gaining the level. 8th, 9th, 10th, they will continue to gain the level. Then you will find that brief downward stop on the week beginning the following week and then continue to gain. Week beginning follow slide and then following the trending move. So that is how you find that during that of the trend reversal or the month end and the month beginning time, the trend reversal is to happen. And during the month, they are expected to make the trending move. Only on certain occasions you come across in mid-month the trend reversal move that I will indicate in advance in the event if they try to make such moves. Then with regard to the levels, so euro currently is trading around 1.0860 and it was low is 1.0856 and they could come down by a brief downward move of about 100 pips and then quickly reverse and go above. And in the case of GBP, they could come up to that of 47.25, and here in that code page it is showing on Friday's level actual levels are 48.56 for today. The low on 4900 is the high, but they breached 48.56 and they are now staying below as an extended move for 2 hours. More than 30 minutes they are staying below that of 48.56. That means 2 hours they will try to hold. Euro they will try to gain the level, and also you come across that less negative net change in the case of euro when compared to that of more negative net change in the case of GBP. So they will gain the level first in euro, followed by that of Australian dollar. Then they will gain the level in the case of GBP. And the gained levels in the case of yen, CHF, and CAD, they will try to hold. And then after gaining some levels in the case of euro and GBP, they will try to make the slide in the case of the denominator currencies. Now in the case of yen, 119.12, 119.33 are the lows and the highs. They are just consolidating here, and they are expected to make a downward move in the case of yen in order to give the trigger in the market. And again, they will gain the levels. So every week they will make a downward move to start with, and then gain back the levels. So you have to follow that. Midweek, you can take a buy, and that will fetch you good profit. And in the case of CHF, again, they went up to that of 1.02 And from there, they started making the drop and they came down last week to the 0.9490 level and then consolidate around 96. They are expected to come down again to 95 and then consolidate here. Next week onwards, when euro is gaining, they will try to gain the level in the case of USD CHF also during alternative sentiment creations. That is bullish and the bearish sentiment will create, and they will try to make the contrarian move. Now also you can see the contrarian move. Euro is showing negative net change and CHF is showing negative net change. That means they are trying to make a downward move to start with, followed by that they will gain the levels. Then in the case of Canadian dollar, 25.95 is the low, 26.30 is the high. They are not breached the low or the high. They are making consolidation and they are expected to make an upward stop and then downward stop during this particular time frame. Keep in mind. Then Australian dollar, they are closer to the low and then they will try to probably make a brief downward stop and then go above, start gaining the levels in the case of Australian dollar. And today they are expected to gain the levels up to European session slowly and then start making the slide during the US session. And tomorrow they are expected to make the upward and the downward stop. And as I told you, so during the trend reversal time, aim only for swing trade and also be prepared for the European session rumor time. So they could suddenly create the rumor and then make the whips or moves in the market. So you have to be careful because it is a quarter ending time. With regard to the market reading technique, Euro formed the initial 1.0856, which is not breached, even though it is closer to that. 1.0895 is a high, which is also not breached. In the case of GBP, 48.56 is the low, and they came below that up to 48.48, and they are holding it below 56, so they are expected to, but stop cutting the new low 48.48, so they are expected to slowly gain the levels. And in the case, high is 1.49, but here in the quote page, they are showing wrongly. This is actually Friday levels. Then in the case of yen, 119.12 is the low, 119.33 is the high. They are not reached the low or the high. So 96.06 is the low in the case of CHF, 96.36 is the high, which is also not reached. And 25.95 is the low, 26.30 is the high. They are not reached in the case of Canadian dollar. 77.12 is the low, 77.48 is the high. They are not reached the low or the high. So excepting GBP, they are not breaching the high or the low in any other currencies, which indicate they could make an extended downward stop in the case of GBP using some rumor. Keep in mind, so such moves, they may show the new lows, be prepared, but they will induce the traders to do the swing trade and then only suddenly make the downward move after gaining the levels. So be careful while trading GBP. So we note down the initial lows and the highs around 3:30 GMT and try to find out what they are trying to do in the market. And if the market is near that of the high, we take sell position. If it is near that of the low, not breach the low for more than 30 minutes of our observation during the early or the late session, we try to take a buy. And then afterwards, they are expected to make the trending move within the session. At that time, use stop at entry in the buy position and remove the hedge order. Thereby, you will be able to eliminate the risk and then subsequently trail the stop, maintaining 25 pips from the market, and also keep 45 to 75 pips limit, because this time they will try to make very quick moves. So 75 pips limit you can keep, and they should be able to fill either your trailing stop or the limit order. Now, another important aspect is the daylight saving system is on in Europe and UK and also US. So all over the world, the daylight saving system is on now. So the market timing changes accordingly. So Japanese session gets over by 7 instead of 7:30 GMT. Then 7 to 7:30 GMT is the gap time. Then 7:30 to 9 is the early European session. So early European session gains about 30 minutes. Similarly, the late Japanese session loses about 30 minutes. The gap time is between 7 and 7:30 GMT. Even though 1 hour daylight saving system gain is there, as far as the market players are concerned, they are following the time of 30 minutes gain only. So trade accordingly, according to this time frame, so that you'll be able to really understand the type of moves they are doing it in the market. As usual, the US session is from 13:30 GMT. 13 to 13:30 GMT will be the gap time. So this time onwards, the European session gains another 30 minutes. Instead of 8 to 13, it will be 7:30 to 13 GMT. Also keep in mind they handle only two pairs at a given time, and wherever you come across the spread is more than 40 pips, such pairs they handle to start with. So I'll come back on 2nd of April, Thursday, to review the forecast, what I have given it, and also the levels, what I estimated and given to you. And in the meantime, if you have got the questions, you can ask me in the windows. I'll be glad to answer to those questions. Then Jen has got a question. For cable, do you see cable going back to 1.47? Probably they may show the new low this time, it appears. So whenever they show a new low, probably grab it. And that will be the extended stop end. Then RN, is the trend reversal weak? When is a good time to drop the trade? So you watch for 2 days, and third day you can take the positions. We'll be able to, on the third or fourth day, you can take the position. That will give you a very good profit. Otherwise, if you try to take either sell or a buy, they will try to tease you. So you might find it very difficult to earn money. Instead, calmly wait for the good opportunities to happen. Once the volume builds up, only then they will make the whips or moves. Until such time, they will make only swings. So a lot of traders will go in for a scalping, and then they will create a lot of information like rumors. Probably people are waiting for non-farm payroll, people are waiting for other event and the interest rate decisions, etc. So once they talk like that, many people will develop that sense that it is only a scalping opportunity. People are going to wait. So market is not expected to make very big move. So only scalping opportunity might prevail in the market. That's what they envisage and start doing the scalping without a stop. And the players make very big sudden move, creating a rumor and then trap all the traders. So it is a question of only habituating the traders. Habituate the traders to going for a swing trade or going for a scalping. And when they commit more volume, then the players will suddenly release the rumor and start making whips a move or an extended downward stop and followed by extended upward move, and that will kill either way the traders. So they are very smart in doing it. So anticipate that this is the time frame. So not every time they do it. They do it only whenever it is needed. And they do it on a daily basis. Nobody will enter into the market. So they have to create the fear only when the volumes build up and whenever they wanted to make huge profit for the quarter ending. In RM, Euro and GBP do not cut the low more than 30 minutes, so they will rise now. Yeah, Euro and GBP, Euro they are not cut the low, GBP they cut the low and staying below the low, initial low, 48, 46, 56. So after that, about 1 or 2 hours, they will try to gain the level. Already it has come below that by 350 GMT. And so they will stay up to 530. And then afterwards, 530, 545, they will start gaining the levels. You can take buy. But aim for only swing trade. Keep stop at entry and keep the hedge order, especially during this type of time. If you keep the hedge order, the greatest advantage is in the event if they just reverse the market for the rumor, you can simply keep the stop at entry in the hedge, and you can see the hedge is making huge profit. And once they stop cutting the new low for 30 minutes, you just grab the profit and keep another 30 or 40 pips below that the hedge order. They will not hit it. And you'll be able to see that they quickly gain the level, and you can slowly trail the hedging order on the upside, and they will go above your buy position. You can book profit on the buy side also. So you have to select the type of trades depending upon the time frame. And Jen, okay, babe, do you think that this trend will reverse or upside for the midterm long swing position 1.4725? Or do you see continuation bear trend? Do you think that for midterm positioning is a possibility of down? Yeah, they will come down to that 1.4650 area briefly and then reverse the market. May you please explain how gaps are made? Okay, gap time is the time wherein uh, okay. Now, gap time is the one wherein the Asian banks close their trading terminal, especially for the currency conversions, and then the European banks open by the 9:30 for the currency conversion and purchase of the currencies for the exporters and the importers. And then there is a gap of naturally occurring gap of 30 minutes. Similarly, naturally occurring gap of 30 minutes between the European and the US. And that is being made use of by the players to make the stop-ins or the false move. Then Aditya, AUD is supposed to go after a brief stop. And yes, AUD might go down a little bit, but still keep in mind that you can only do swing trade and they can choose any currency. At the moment, it appears that they wanted to choose GBP to create the market sentiment, but they can choose any currency and make such extended stop and moves. So you should not simply presume that only GBP will be affected. So watch carefully using the live market code page. Oh, you are talking about gaps in charts. So gaps in charts, basically, they have to do it only when then the technical people will try to foresee some moves or foresee that the gap will be filled, etc. And then the traders will commit positions. They have to do that. And also, why they do the gap move? Because a lot of traders leave the positions overnight or the weekend. And such people, they might keep a wide stop on the upside or on the downside, depending upon the buy or the sell positions. And what happened during start, they just make one quick upward move, one quick downward move as a whipsaw move so that such stops can be filled. And if the traders trade without a stop, then they will try to give the margin calls. And that is the main reason that they do the gap moves, not otherwise. Then Sora, did you say yes for cable down to 1. No, I said 1.4650 area. And midterm positioning, I could not hear you. Yeah, that is what 1.4650. Okay. Any questions in the question answer window? Yeah, the same question people are repeating. And Euro AED, what is the view? Okay, Euro is expected to Euro is expected to come down to start with. And then AUD is also expected to come down. So you could come across we could come across some sort of sideways moves in the case of crosses, especially during that of the month-end time. So any other questions, please? You got any question? Then I can answer those questions. Otherwise, I'll try to wind up the webinar. Okay, do you say that some sort of, yeah, again 1.4650. The mathematically estimated low is 1.4725, but they can do the noise, on the downside below that. Okay, this is the forecast for this week. Okay, there is a question from Chowkiat. USD CAD is going up or down. USD CAD is expected to come down drastically after making a consolidation around that of 1.46 to 1.47 level, and they came down to 1.24, and again they are expected to come below that. I give it 1.2250. They could visit this time. So this is the forecast for this week. So it's a trend reversal time. Trade carefully and see that you are able to capture the profit. And the best thing is follow the session swings and accordingly commit positions. And then you will be very safe. And use the hedge order, which is very vital. And now the daylight saving system is on in Europe. So there is a change in the session timings. Follow it carefully so that you will be able to really make good profit from that of the quick swings in the market. Don't be afraid of big swings, and they are all trading opportunities. The only thing is, if you calmly wait, you will be able to identify the trading opportunities. If you become impulsive, then it will trigger your fear. Then CM Patel, trend reversal for GBP is new low expected in April. Yes, they could make a new low 1.46 level and then suddenly reverse it. Because GBP is the currency, they normally use it in order to create the market sentiment, very well. And also which is moderately less volume when compared to that of euro. So it is easy for them to lose money and gain back quickly during such extended stop end, because they have to forcibly drop the market. For that, they have to do lower level sells, but quickly they will keep about 5-10 minutes below that and accumulate all the stops and also accumulate all the selling of the long holders out of fear or the margin call. They will liquidate and they will absorb everything and reverse the market. And during the reverse, they earn very big. Drop, they make it only as a false move. In the extended stop and move, and the reversal, they gain big because pip by pip, they gain about 30 pips and hold, drop about 15 pips, hold, and gain about 45 pips, hold, then drop about 15 pips, hold. Like that, they try to make quick moves on the ups and downside. So the traders who are holding the positions or they are looking into the chart, they will try to commit look for quick trades, and then they will get trapped because they gain about 50-60 pips from that other low and suddenly make one more drop almost close to low and then gain. And so understand their moves, then you will do fearless trades. And if you think that the charts are going to indicate that, you might not be able to recognize it. Probably you can talk about it with the chart after the event, but not going to commit during the event. Okay, this I expected, fine. Okay, so that is great. So I take this opportunity to thank FX Street for the facilities provided to present the webinar and you people for your kind listening and try to make use of the forecast and try to see that you are able to do fearless trades and earn nicely from the market, I'll come back on Thursday, 2nd of April, and review the forecast, what I've given it, and then we will try to see what sort of moves they are going to do it for non-farm payroll. Thank you, one and all. See you on Thursday. Wish you all happy trading.